A very good day to Madam Devi Nilam Rupa binti Razali Devi. Today, my teammates and I will be presenting to you about Topic 5, Introduction to Supply Chain.
The Introduction. Lecturer, Madam Devi Nilam Rupa binti Razali Devi. The theme is Pavitra Gunasegaran. Matrix number 33DF424F10T2.
Okay, and my name is TARCHAIYINI ALAGENDREN, T3DF4, 24F1099. Okay, and my name is TARCHAIYINI ALAGENDREN, T3DF4, 24F1099. Okay, and
My name is NETRA Mahendran. My matrix number is 33DFO24F1096. My name is NETRA Mahendran.
okay, so the content for the topic is palm oil plantation, palm oil milling, palm oil refining, palm oil product manufacturing, edible.
Well, there are some interesting factors about harvest time in palm oil plantation, and the first factor is monthly cycles. The wet seasons, which can differ by location, are where most plantations harvest at their highest levels. Secondly, in Indonesia and Malaysia, harvest typically peaks between July and December, with another small peak in March or April. And lastly, in West Africa, harvesting occurs mainly during the wet season from May to December. For the next one, palm fruit size, which goes under weight and yield. Bunches of palm oil fruit can weigh anywhere between 10 to 25 kilograms, depending on the palm's age, the surrounding environment, and management techniques. 8 to 12 bunches can be produced annually by a palm oil tree that is mature enough. There are a few examples of palm oil plantation in Johor. Johor, located in southern Malaysia, is known for its extensive palm oil plantations, which contribute significantly to Malaysia's position as one of the world's leading palm oil producers. The favorable tropical climate in Johor, with its high humidity and regular rainfall, creates ideal conditions for oil palm growth. Large tracts of land have been allocated for palm oil cultivation, transforming vast areas of natural forest into plantations. As for the second example of palm oil plantation in Johor, we have Gomali Palm Oil Mill. It is also located in a place called Segamat, Johor, Malaysia. This place is basically a palm oil mill, which is quite famous in Johor. They usually bring the palm oil into this mill to process the whole palm oil fruits. This is just an overview of the significance. Timely processing and high product quality are guaranteed by effective palm oil transportation methods and scheduling. Saving money and cutting down on waste, sustainability in lowering spoiling and emissions, competition in the market and client happiness, resilience in the face of outside threats like bad weather and interruptions in international trade. Right now, I will be explaining the importance of palm oil plantation. In my opinion, I personally feel that every individual should give importance to the palm oil plantation. Plantations that produce palm oil are essential to the agricultural economy, especially in areas like Johor, where they support rural development, employment generation, and export earnings. These plantations have flourished thanks to the favorable climate, well established infrastructure, and government assistance, securing Malaysia's place as the world's leading producer of palm oil.
okay, the topic I'm going to explain about is palm oil milling. Okay, firstly, I'm going to talk about palm oil milling process. Okay, first we will have fresh fruit bunches, and then you turn to sterilization and threshing and digestion, pressing, and then clarification and purification to crude palm oil. Okay, firstly, in palm oil milling process, we have fresh fruit bunches. Fresh fruit bunches refer to clusters of fruits harvested from certain plants, most commonly oil palm trees. The term is widely used in the palm oil industry to describe the bunches of fruits that are processed to extract palm oil and palm kernel oil. And the next process will be sterilization. Sterilization is fresh fruit bunches is transferred. Okay, after the threshing process, we have digestion. The fruits are heated and the exocap is digested in the digesters. Mesocap, which is sabut in Malay, is separated from the endocap, tempurung, and kernel. After that, pressing will be after that is pressing. Mesocap is pressed to release crude palm oil in the extraction or pressing machine. Kernel is separated from the endocap before crude palm kernel oil, which is shortly CPO, is extracted. And next, clarification and purification. Insoluble content is removed during clarification. Okay, for the next slide, I'll be explaining about the function of each process. Sterilizations is usually we do that for prevent spoilage by killing microorganisms and also facilitates easier separation of individual fruits from the bunch. and enhances oil extraction by breaking down cell walls, reduces free fatty acid content, improving oil quality. Meanwhile, threshing, we do threshing because of removes. Okay, so these are the products produced after milling product. Okay, firstly we have crude palm oil, which is this, and then palm kernel oil, and also palm kernel meal, empty fruit bunches. Okay, lastly I'll be giving explanation for storage and transportation types for milling. Okay, firstly we have tanker trucks. Okay, crude palm oil is transported in insulated tanker trucks equipped with heating elements to maintain the oil at the appropriate temperature, preventing solidification. And nextly we have pipelines. In some cases, crude palm oil is transported through pipelines directly from the mill to nearby refineries. Yes.
The refining process. The refining process divided into two, physical refining and also chemical refining. First, physical refining. Crude palm oil into degumming, into decolorization, into deodorization, and finally refined bleach deodorization palm oil. Next, chemical refining. First, crude palm oil into degumming, degumming into neutralization, into bleaching, then deodorization, finally refined bleached deodorized palm oil, RBD palm oil. Let me explain about the refining process. First, let's start with degumming. Once the crude oil is placed in the refining tank, hot water at approximately 80 degrees Celsius is added, which interacts with the phospholipid molecules in the oil to create micelles. This process allows the micelles to precipitate and be discharged effectively, achieving degumming. Chemical neutralization. This only happens in chemical refining process. Next, a mixture of water and edible alkali is incorporated to eliminate the free fatty acids present in the oil. After this reaction, soap stock is produced through precipitation, which is then discharged, fulfilling the deacidification process. Each refining step lasts between 6 to 8 hours. Through these two refining procedures, we obtain refined palm oil. Second, decolorization. Subsequently, we move on to the decolorization stage. The refined palm oil, having undergone deacidification and degumming, is introduced into the decolorization vessel, where absorbable clay is added. After approximately 30 minutes of absorption, the oil is then transferred through a leaf filter, allowing the clay to be separated and resulting in refined decolorization palm oil. Let's go with deodorization. Following this, the refined decolorized palm oil is moved to the deodorization part, where the temperature is elevated to around 260 degrees Celsius. This high temperature facilitates the evaporation of odor and moisture from the oil, achieving deodorization. Lastly, finally, to prevent the oil from oxidizing due to prolonged exposure to high temperature in the air, the oil's temperature is reduced to roughly 60 degrees Celsius within the deodorization point before transferring the refined deodorized palm oil to the tank. Let me talk about the function of each process. Section of degumming, also referred to as the pre-treatment process. This is the initial stage in refining palm oil. The gum separates and precipitates during the degumming process. Neutralization fraction, the next one. Free fatty acid or FFA are present in all cooking oils in trace amounts. These acids make the oil more rancid and are dangerous for human ingestion. By interacting with caustic soda, natrium hydroxide, in the neutralizer at a certain temperature while stirring, FFA is eliminated during neutralization. Next, part of bleaching. The bleaching procedure eliminates the colors in the oil. The last one, deodorization section. The purpose of this procedure is to rid the oil of smells. Each type of oil has its own unique natural color. It is carried out in a vacuum system with a high temperature. Cooking oil that has undergone the deodorization procedure is tasteless and deodorized. RBD palm oil and soap are the refined products of the crude palm oil refining process. Here are the products producers after refining product. RBD meaning refined, bleached and deodorized. RBD palm oil, palm fatty acid distillate, RBD palm oil, and RBD palm stearic. Now let's talk about the storage and transportation types. First, heatable tank container. Throughout the journey, the oil remains liquid beyond a certain minimum temperature. Even with forced heating, the oil cannot be liquefied if it hardens in the tanks. The oil melts, it discolored and turns rancid close to the heating coils. So that is why we are using heatable tank container to avoid all these problems. Now, let me tell you about the palm oil product manufacturing. Edible. We're going to talk about ice cream. The ingredients are milk, cream, aromas, enzymes, palm oil, sugar, milk powder, fruits, and cocoa. The first steps are milk, cream, aromas, enzymes. Palm oil, sugar, milk powder, fruits, and cocoa are dosed into a mixing container and processed into a smooth, supple mess. The second step is this is then pasteurized by heating it to 75 degrees Celsius in order to kill any unwanted microorganism. In the next step, the mass is homogenized in order to counteract possible churning out of the milk fat in the subsequent manufacturing steps. The third one, to ripen, the homogenized and pasteurized mass is pumped into cylindrical containers and continuously gently stirred at between -2 and 5 degrees Celsius. The mixture is then stirred to include airspace and cooled below the freezing point of water to prevent the formation of detectable ice crystals. And the result is a smooth, semi-solid form that is firm at very low temperature. The uses and function of the product. Ice cream is a food item used for consumption. Ice cream stimulates the strombatonin, which is a hormone of happiness, and helps in reducing the levels of stress in the body. Next, the storage condition of ice cream. Avoid temperature fluctuations. Keep it tightly closed. Store it away from other foods. Keep it frozen 0 Fahrenheit or -80 degrees Celsius or colder. And ideally between -21 degrees Celsius, which is -5 Fahrenheit, and -18 degrees Celsius, which is 0 Fahrenheit.